Monthly we have STEAM challenges in the library where students come into as a team, and then we develop teams as kids show up. And they can create, and they can build, and they can solve problems. And they spend 2 hours after school and they enjoy it. And they are getting bigger and bigger groups. We're getting bigger and bigger turnout, and students are excited.
Today we have to build marble roller coasters out of the materials that were given to us.
We had to use paper towel rolls, toilet paper rolls, plates, and a bucket and a couple balls. We each figure out different things. I found out the drop zone. Someone else figured out the backboard so it won't fall out the buckets. Someone found out the railing where it goes down.
When we first started, we had to we wanted to see how the marble would go down without any supports or anything. But we saw that the marble would keep falling off at the bends. So we decided to put up barriers to hold in the marble.
I was impressed with the creativity that the kids saw, because I had one idea when I was thinking of the project, and then I saw all the different thinking and all the different ideas and thought, hey, I didn't think of that. But it was still successful, and it was even more creative and worked out better than what I had thought. And that was exciting.
Creativity is really important to this project because we could have easily had 2 stands and a drop, but using creativity, we made the roller coaster more elaborate by making it spiral down. Instead of sitting down in a classroom learning about force and physics and inertia and all that, you can see it into action instead of just taking your teacher's word for it. You can, instead of just writing down just from a plain old textbook, you can record data and you can test the roller coasters and write down your information like that. It's much more engaging for the students.
That's the direction that we want to go at Sabin, is to work more towards the project-based. So we're not just looking at textbooks or just researching on the internet and filling out worksheets, but kids are engaged, they're creating something, whether it be an iMovie, whether it be a physical prototype.
So with the iPad, we're using the timer application to see how fast or see how long the marbles take going down the roller coaster.
I asked if they do a time lapse of their whole process to see it building from the ground up. And although not everybody started that, some people did a slow-mo video as their marbles went down, and that was cool too. So they're using the technology to kind of document their learning and document the process and document the success. Well, I think the big takeaway is that let students design it. Give them the opportunity to create their own learning. Give them a challenge, give them a question, and then let them go from there. We don't need to set all these parameters and all this control of the classroom and learning. They can be responsible. They can direct their own learning if we just set it up that way.